Israel's economy in April 2026 is a study in contrasts, marked by both remarkable achievements and deep uncertainties. Some experts warn of collapse, citing the soaring costs of war, mounting international pressure, and a troubling exodus of skilled workers seeking stability abroad. Economist Shir Haver calls it a zombie economy, propped up by emergency measures, but fundamentally weak beneath the surface, with many businesses struggling to survive. Others, like Asaf Bondi, see resilience and adaptability. The stock market is at record highs, foreign investment keeps flowing, and Israel's tech sector continues to attract global attention. Despite war and instability, they argue, Israel's economic core remains strong and adaptive, with entrepreneurs and workers finding ways to innovate even in the toughest conditions. The truth is complex. If you'd invested in the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange before the 2023 conflict, you'd have made a profit. Clear evidence of a booming market for some investors, even as uncertainty lingers. Yet, this financial success coexists with massive defense spending, rising living costs, and growing social inequality, fueling pessimism among many ordinary citizens. The reality is that some sectors, like agriculture and small businesses, are suffering, while others, especially tech and finance, are thriving and expanding. To truly understand Israel's economic health, we must look beyond the headlines, examining the performance of different industries, the flow of money, patterns of migration, and widening social divides. Only by examining the full picture, with all its contradictions and complexities, can we grasp where Israel's economy truly stands today. The answer isn't simple, but the stakes for Israel's future, and for its people, couldn't be higher. Since October 2023, the Gaza war has cost Israel between $80 and $112 billion, an immense and unprecedented burden on the national budget. These staggering expenses have forced the government to make difficult decisions about where to allocate limited resources, reshaping the country's financial priorities almost overnight. As a result, spending on essential services like education and healthcare is being squeezed, with schools and hospitals feeling the impact of budget cuts and resource shortages. International credit agencies such as Moody's and S&P have responded by downgrading Israel's credit rating. This signals to global investors that Israel now carries a higher financial risk, making it more expensive for the country to borrow money and finance its needs. Meanwhile, ongoing tensions with Iran and the threat of regional escalation add billions more in weekly defense expenses, further straining the budget and increasing uncertainty. As defense spending soars, funds are diverted away from long-term investments in infrastructure, technology, and green energy, areas vital for Israel's future growth and competitiveness. The temporary credit downgrade sent a global warning. Rising conflict costs and ongoing political uncertainty threaten not just Israel's financial stability, but also investor confidence and the broader economy. Now, economic planners face a profound dilemma: how to balance urgent security needs with the promise of future prosperity and social well-being. The challenge ahead is to find a way to protect the nation while also investing in sustainable growth, ensuring Israel's resilience for generations to come. Israel's economy is deeply divided, with stark contrasts visible across the country. Tourism and agriculture are reeling. Hotels stand empty, restaurants are shuttered, and farms near the borders have been deserted. Labor shortages mean crops are left to rot in the fields, and entire communities dependent on these sectors face mounting uncertainty about their livelihoods. The ripple effect is widespread, hurting everyone from tour guides and souvenir shop owners to exporters and small business operators who rely on a steady flow of visitors and trade. Meanwhile, high-tech and military industries are not just surviving, they're thriving, with offices buzzing and factories running at full capacity. In 2025, tech startups raised a record $15.6 billion, and military manufacturing output surged by 143%. New companies are being founded at a rapid pace, and existing firms are expanding their operations to meet soaring demand. Demand for Israeli defense technology has soared, both domestically and abroad, as countries seek advanced solutions for security and surveillance. Investors remain confident in Israeli innovation, especially in cybersecurity and artificial intelligence, fueling further growth and attracting global attention. This paradox is striking. While war devastates some sectors, it simultaneously fuels explosive growth in others, creating a complex economic landscape. Israel's economy is now a tale of two realities, one struggling to survive, the other rapidly advancing and reshaping the nation's future. This growing divide is more than just numbers. It shapes the aspirations, hopes, and anxieties of millions of Israelis. The question remains, will Israel's economic destiny be defined by resilience and innovation, or by the challenges faced by its most vulnerable sectors? On paper, Israel's economy looks unstoppable. The Tel Aviv Stock Exchange hit record highs in 2025, signaling strong investor confidence. American companies invested $60 billion in 2025 alone, triple the U.S. government's aid since the conflict began. Intel's $25 billion chip plant in Kiryat Gat, backed by a $3.2 billion government grant, is a massive vote of confidence. Arms exports are also breaking records, with Europe and Abraham Accords countries as top buyers. Germany's $6.5 billion Aero 3 deal is just one example. These numbers suggest a powerful, growing economy, at least on the surface. But headline figures don't tell the whole story. The real test is whether this growth is sustainable amid ongoing conflict. Beneath the investment boom, a brain drain threatens Israel's future. Skilled Israelis, engineers, doctors, entrepreneurs, are leaving in growing numbers. In 2022, nearly 60,000 left, and the trend is accelerating, fueled by political turmoil and conflict. High-tech companies report a surge in employees seeking to relocate abroad. Many cite concerns over democracy, religious extremism, and constant insecurity. Economist Joel Biden warns, losing this talent is Israel's biggest vulnerability. Wars can be financed, but a lost generation of innovators is harder to replace. If the exodus continues, the high-tech sector and the economy could face disaster. Israel's startup nation status depends on keeping its brightest minds. The quiet departure of talent is a crisis hiding in plain sight. Israel's economic boom isn't shared equally. Deep inequalities persist, especially for Palestinian citizens, 1/5 of the population, who face systemic barriers in education, housing, and jobs. Over half live at or below the poverty line, excluded from the high-tech surge. The Haredi, ultra-Orthodox community also faces economic isolation, with low workforce participation and high poverty. Their schools often skip core subjects, limiting future job prospects. As the Haredi population grows, so does the strain on the state budget. These divides weaken the economy and fuel social tension. Addressing inequality is critical for Israel's long-term prosperity. Without inclusion, economic growth will always be limited. The BDS movement aims to pressure Israel economically, but its impact has been minimal. High-profile divestments, like Irish and Danish pension funds, grab headlines but involve tiny sums compared to Israel's $60 billion in annual foreign investment. For every dollar lost to boycotts, many more flow in from global investors, especially in tech and defense. Economist Joel Biden notes that BDS has had only a modest effect on Israel's economy. The boycott movement raises awareness, but hasn't caused real economic damage. Israel's integration into global markets and its booming sectors make it resilient to such campaigns. For now, BDS is more a political than an economic force. Israel's discovery of offshore natural gas has transformed it into an energy exporter. A $35 billion deal with Egypt alone will send $17.5 billion in royalties and taxes to Israel's government. This new revenue helps offset defense costs and fund public services. Meanwhile, high wages for military reservists during conflicts have acted as an economic stimulus, keeping families and businesses afloat. This unconventional approach has softened the blow of recession, according to economists like Adam Raz. Israel's economy finds strength in unexpected places, even in crisis. Gas exports and stimulus spending are key pillars of its current resilience. Is Israel's economy on the brink? The answer is complicated. Massive war costs, credit downgrades, and a growing brain drain are serious threats. Deep social divides, especially among Palestinians and Haredim, undermine long-term growth. Yet, record-breaking investment, a booming tech sector, and new gas revenues show remarkable resilience. Israel's future depends on balancing innovation and global integration with urgent reforms. The economy can weather war, but unresolved conflicts and inequality are deeper risks. The real test is whether Israel can address its internal fractures. Economic strength alone isn't enough. Political will is essential. The path forward demands tough choices and bold leadership. Only then can Israel secure lasting prosperity.